Hello and welcome. In this video, we will be discussing chapter 5, which is religion. And the topic that we are going to discuss today is sacred and profane. We have made videos on anthropological approaches, monotheism and polytheism, and now sacred profane. So I would request you to go through these videos and make short notes out of them. So we will begin this chapter and particularly this topic, which is sacred and profane. So first question comes that what is sacred and what is profane. So remember, anything which is having a kind of a religious type of connotation which is attached to it, we'll call it as sacred. And if anything which is not sacred is profane. So it doesn't mean that profane means something which is not good. It means common. Profane simply means common. So we'll start this basic lecture. So in this, we'll first talk about the origin of sacred. So here the origin of sacred can be found in totemism, which was studied in Australian Aborigines. There is a religious relationship between members. So between members, there is a religious relationship that they worship, each one of them, they worship one totem. So there is a kind of totemic relationship between each one of them. There exists a sacred association between the clan. This total association with each other with the help of totem, we call it as sacred association between the member as well as the totemic entity. That can be anything. The second example here is Arunta tribe. The task is to find from where this tribe belongs. Here totem is worshipped. And they believe that this totem which is worshipped is or was savior to the clan. So this was basically the origin of the totemism. So we'll start writing answer to the sacred and profane debate with the start of origin, where we will talk about the origin of totem, which comes from sacred, which comes from totem, and we will give the example of Arunta tribe as well as Australian Aborigines. We will also discuss about here the association, that is religious association or totemic association. So here this division between sacred, the division between sacred and profane was first time brought by or demonstrated by Emile Durkheim. So Emile Durkheim first time gave this dichotomy or division between sacred and profane. According to him, this division exists in every society. So Emile Durkheim says that this division of sacred and profane exists in every society, hence universal in nature. So this also becomes a kind of criticism. At the end of this video, we will also discuss about the criticism. So I'm marking this star. This point will be important because the very nature of it being universal has been questioned. The second thing is that this division, Emile Durkheim understands religion on the two absolute categories. So Emile Durkheim, he understand religion on the basis of these two categories, which are sacred and profane. So they reflect a sort of attitude of humans towards these entities. So the sacred and profane is nothing but attitude of human being towards entities. For example, for me something can be sacred, or for A something B can be sacred, for C D can be sacred, and there is nothing which state that for A D has to be sacred. So for person A there can be something which is sacred in nature, for person B there can be something which is the similar thing is not sacred for that person. So Emile Durkheim in his writings, he basically says that the elementary form of religious belief, in the classic elementary form of religious belief, he gives basically this dichotomy or division between sacred and profane. So this sacred and profane comes from the classics of Emile Durkheim, where in the classic elementary form of religious belief. So sacred and profane are like holy and common. So sacred is something which is holy, and profane which is common or not holy. Not holy, nothing at any point does not mean that it is not profane at any point does not mean that it is evil in nature. Anything which is not sacred comes under profane. So Durkheim states that sacred is superior to profane, and thus he defined religion and religious entities to be sacred. These religious entities can be religious place, entities, sometimes there can be persons, people which are sacred. So this basic it can be anything. There can be trees which can be sacred, right? We will also study this topic in paper 2, but here the basic will restrict sacred and profane to this particular point. So sacred things in contrast to profane are set apart, as sacred thing will be polluted by profane. So it is stated that sacred things can be polluted by profane. For example, the Ganga river, which is considered to be sacred, is being polluted by the various nalas or various industrial remains, domestic waste, everything which goes to river Ganga, which is profane. So anything which is not sacred becomes profane, and every profane pollutes sacred. The shining and infamous example here is of the river Ganga. Sacred things are forbidden, and hence they are basically the prohibitions. So sacred is non-utilitarian. There are some characteristics of sacred. For example, sacred is non-utilitarian. It means that there is no basic or direct use of sacred, but when it comes to profane, it is utilitarian. Okay, so it can be used. Profane are things which can be used. Sacred is something which is supernatural. Profane is worldly. There is no utility for sacred, or there is less utility of sacred and there is more utilities of profane. In order to approach sacred, the concept or the degree of sacredness is important. For example, there is sacred place and time. So sacred place and time can never, I repeat, sacred place and time can never coexist at the same place and time of profane. So they cannot coexist with profane. Sacredness is not a result of anything like external sacredness. It is not a result of exterior or interior properties of object. For example, considering the fact that the murtis, the sculptures, they are made up of stones, clays, right? These things do not have any kind of properties as such, but when human associate certain type of sacredness to the object, that object becomes sacred. For example, again we'll quote down holy water of Ganga. This water remains holy till a certain place, after which it is heavily contaminated by humans, by everything that it can put in water they have. So this sacredness is not a result of some kind of interior or exterior properties. It is the associations of attributes that we as a human gave it to that particular thing. So according to Mircea Eliade, according to, write down this name, these are important. According to Mircea Eliade, man becomes aware of sacred because it manifests itself and shows itself as something wholly different from profane. So according to Mircea Eliade, we see God in stones and trees. So person of a holy man or earthquake epidemics, these are something which is something that we cannot explain, which it is called as hierophanies. This means other worldly things. So these are some of the other worldly things which Mircea Eliade gives. This difference between Eliade and Durkheim is universally part of human existence. So here Ivan Pritchard has also observed the dichotomy among Neurs. So this sacred and profane was also observed by Emile Durkheim. There is this dichotomy. Ivan Pritchard Evan Pritchard have observed similar kind of dichotomy in Neurs while performing the ritual performances. So Emile Durkheim and Eliade, they talk about the universality of the dichotomy. Then there is W.H. Steiner. So he breaks this dichotomy or this two thing, that is sacred and profane, and adds a third category called as mundane, which abolish the dualism. We find this term in the monograph which was written on Aboriginal. However, he said that especially in the study of Aboriginal Australians, the opposition of sacred and profane have been found in regular employment. So this opposition of both sacred and profane, this comes in the form of mundane. The last part of this answer will be the criticism of both sacred and profane. Particularly we'll talk about the sacred here, because as of the nature of profane is utilitarian, so the most of the criticism comes to sacred. The first comes from Lloyd Warner. So first he criticizes or he opposes that this dichotomy of sacred and profane do not give a symbolic representation of social order. The second criticism comes from British anthropologist Jack Goody, where he states that this concept of universality of dichotomy is not universal. That he talked about sacred and profane. So this is not universal in all society, because during his study he found that he did not find any words which particularly denote sacred and profane. So that is what Jack Goody has to say. Some Eastern religions like Buddhism disapprove this dualism and preach middle path. So our famous religion, which is Buddhism, it talks about Madhyam Marg, or call it as middle path. So this does give up this dualism of sacred and profane. So thus, though opposed by some, and this concept of sacred and profane are opposed by some, the dichotomy can still be used to separate supernatural affairs from worldly affairs in human society. So yes, there are people who have opposed, but this dichotomy can be used, this dichotomy or sacred and profane can be used to differentiate between worldly and supernatural So this was all for that. Thank you for watching.